Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's always a pleasure to welcome you to my show. In a shocking news, another suicide has happened. This time, wrestler Rithika Phogat, the cousin sister of wrestlers Geeta and Babita Phogat, allegedly committed suicide on Thursday, March 18th, after she failed to win the final of a wrestling tournament. Ritika, who was aged 17, was playing the state level sub juniors, junior women, and men wrestling tournament. It is learned that Ritika lost the final on March 14th by just 1 point. She hung herself to death after failing to bear the loss, is what has been reported. Ritika had trained under Dronacharya awardee Mahavir Singh Phogat. Ritika hailed from Jaitpur village in Rajasthan's Junjunu, and she was undergoing training as a wrestler since 2015 at the Mahavir Phogat Sports Academy in Haryana. However, just like wrestling, Ritika's stories has some twists and turns. While it is being alleged that she committed suicide because she was disappointed after failing to win, the other aspect that's coming out now to the fore is Ritika had actually won the match. And even if she did lose, remember, the 17-year-old wrestler spent most of her life learning the nuances of wrestling, then how can she be so shattered with just one defeat and commit suicide? There seems something very sinister here, and I hope, against hope, that the truth will come out in this case. In breaking news, Republic showed a video with regards to Sachin Waze. Mumbai Police API Sachin Waze was seen driving Mansukh Hiren to the crime branch. Mansukh Hiren was seen sitting next to Waze in the Land Cruiser Prado, the vehicle which has been seized by the NIA. On Thursday, the NIA had seized two more luxury cars, a Mercedes-Benz ML250 CDI and a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado GRJ 120R in the Antilia bomb scare case, which is suspected to be linked to API Sachin Waze. The Prado with registration number MHO2CC101 is registered in Borivali in Mumbai, and its owner, as per official records, is Vijay Kumar Ganpat Bhonsle, a Shiv Sena leader. In his affidavit for the 2014 assembly election, Bhonsle had listed the same car in the list of automobiles owned by him. The Mercedes car with registration number MH43AR8697 is registered in Vashi, RTO in Navi Mumbai in the name of Narmada Offshore Construction Private Limited. The footage indicates that Waze was in touch with the deceased businessman Mansukh Hiren a day after his bomb-laden car was parked outside Mukesh Hiren's residence. The fact that Waze was using a high-end SUV owned by a Shiv Sena leader shows how closely he is associated with the party. Fadnavis has alleged conspiracy behind the attack against Mukesh Ambani, alleging that it could not be a coincidence that the car was stolen from Thane. The route they followed was also from Thane, and the investigating officer in the case was live in Thane. Shortly after Fadnavis's revelation, Mansukh Hiren was found in a creek in Thane. Hiren's wife has accused Waze of murdering her husband. The case was transferred to the anti-terrorism squad on March 6th, and Waze was removed from the Mumbai Police Crime Branch after his name surfaced in connection with the matter. Meanwhile, in the US, this piece of news is both amusing and rather weird. Joe Biden, president of the US, was recently speaking about the vaccination centers across the country when he referred to his deputy, Kamala Harris, as President Harris. US politics seems to be in a stage where satire and reality have become indistinguishable. Recently, US President Joe Biden was heard referring to his deputy Vice President Kamala Harris as President Harris. Biden was speaking about vaccination centers. During his address, Biden said, "This is really important because we believe speed and efficiency must be matched with fairness and equity." Now, when President Harris took a virtual tour of a vaccination center in Arizona not long ago, one of the nurses on that tour injecting people giving vaccination said that each shot was like administering a dose of hope, he said. This is the second time that Biden has referred to Harris as his commander in chief. Earlier, he had once called her president elect before he assumed office. It is notable here that the political and social media commentators in the US often speculate about Biden's alleged dementia, and there are discussions that he is just a front and Kamala Harris will soon eventually take over. Biden's slip of a tongue only fuels those speculations. Meanwhile, in the Zomato case, the Zomato delivery executive Kamaraj, who was accused by Hitesha Chandrani of assault, lodged a formal complaint against her on Monday. That's March 15. In the FIR, Kamraj has accused Hitesha of hitting him with slippers, falsely accusing him of hitting her, assaulting, defaming him, and hurling abuses at him. Kamraj has filed an FIR at Electronic City Police Station in Bangalore, Karnataka. Hitesh Chandrani, the social media influencer who accused the Zomato delivery boy of punching, has claimed that she is being harassed. She also denied reports saying that she left Bangalore to avoid police investigation. Taking to her Instagram account, she said that she's getting threatening calls and that is being assaulted online on all platforms like WhatsApp, YouTube, and Instagram. Since the incident occurred, I've been harassed, abused, and my life has been threatened. I've kept my silence as anything I say gets twisted. I do not have any PR agency to support or back me. I've had to take medical treatment for my nose, which was fractured due to the incident. I've received many calls from various people using repulsive and threatening words against me. They've threatened my life and have been threatening to harm my family. I'm being assaulted online in all platforms, be it email, WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, in addition to regular calls and messages, she wrote on Instagram. In Uttar Pradesh, yet another case of alleged grooming jihad has surfaced, wherein a Muslim man assumed a fake Hindu identity to entrap and marry a Hindu woman. The case pertains to state capital Lucknow, where a man named Afzal allegedly identified himself as Rajiv and married a Hindu woman in the Arya Samaj temple. A few years after the marriage, the accused Afzal started pressurizing his wife to give up her religion and embrace Islam. When the woman refused to abandon her religion for Islam, an enraged Afzal reportedly tried to burn her down, along with their children. However, the woman somehow managed to escape the fire and rushed to the nearby police station to file a complaint against the accused. Following her complaint, the police arrested the accused and slapped a case against him under the UP anti conversion law. As per the victim's account, she had met Rajiv, alias Afzal, in 2009. Afzal had then described himself as a Hindu orphan, and the duo had gotten married on 13 February 2009 at the Arya Samaj temple. The couple had two children after their marriage. There was a dispute between the two when Rajiv alias Afzal insisted on keeping non-Hindu names for their children, the victim said. Rajiv's insistence of keeping non-Hindu names of their children raised suspicions for the woman, and she discovered that he was not a Hindu and that his real name was Muhammad Afzal Siddiqui. She also learned that Afzal had parents and was not an orphan, as he had claimed earlier, which meant he was clearly lying. In her complaint, the woman accused Afzal of not only pressurizing her to convert her religion, but also forced her to have physical relationship with other men. When she raised objections to this, she was subjected to domestic violence, the woman said. The woman also claims that she had filed complaints with the police several times about the violence inflicted on her by Afzal, but no action was taken against him. According to the woman, on Wednesday night this week, when she was alone in the house with her children, Afzal bolted the door of the house from the outside and set it on fire. The woman then called 112 control room and sought help. The police force was immediately sent to her place to rescue her along with her children. The woman then filed a complaint with the police accusing Afzal of trying to burn her down with her children. The case has been registered under Prohibition of Unlawful Religious Conversion Ordinance 2020 at the Thakurganj police station against Afzal, his parents, and religious clerics for carrying out a murderous attack against the woman. With more television stars coming out openly about the bias they face in Bollywood, the latest actress is Prachi Desai. She blames the culture of Bollywood playing within a few families for her limited appearances in movies. This is something we have discovered right from the time when Sushant Singh Rajput died. Actor Prachi Desai is set to be back on screen soon with Manoj Bajpayee's Silence Can You Hear It? While she has been working in films since 2006, the journey has not been too consistent. The actor now opens up about what keeps her from doing more films and shows. Having made her mark on the small screen with popular shows like Kasam Se and Kasauti Zindagi K, she soon graduated to films with Farhan Akhtar's Rock On in 2008. She has since worked in a few reality shows and some films as well. Speaking about huge gaps in her career, Prachi told News 18, I think everyone was playing the wait and watch game back then because the television artists were not considered so seriously for movies at that time. Secondly, we have all seen how much Bollywood is about playing with the film family, so that's another reason. She further told the news channel, also, I have always been a private person and somebody who never dabbled in any clans, which sometimes helps. So as a teenager, I was just all by myself. I didn't understand about the business then. To add to that, I was getting repetitive offers. I had to choose from what I thought was best for me at that point of time. You would remember that Prachi was very close to Ekta Kapoor at one time. But now it seems that they prefer people who listen to them. Thank you, friends. And today at around 7:15, I will be on Sandeep Phogat's channel. Um, he's planning to interview me. So in case you would like to hear the latest, kindly tune on to Sandeep Phogat's channel at 7:15, around 7:15 or 7:20. Thank you, friends, and good night.